Welcome back to the Selfish Summer Summit. I am Coriel, founder and creator of Grown Woman TV, host of the Girls Stop Playing podcast, where I am encouraging women just like you to stop playing with their potential and start working for what they want in life and in love. This 14-day wellness experience is meant to educate you and empower you on how we can live the best possible life. Now, I've told y'all several times that I don't believe in a cookie cutter way of being or a way of living. My only goal throughout this experience is to equip you with as much information about as many topics related to health and wellness as I possibly can, so that whatever decision you decide to make, it will at least be an informed decision. Now, if you have not gotten a copy of the Wellness Work Bundle yet, inside of that bundle is 150 journal prompts, over 60 different hobby ideas, because y'all know part of my challenge for y'all during this challenge is to pick up a hobby that you are not going to try to turn into a hustle. So there's hobby ideas. There are 25 wellness modalities for you to tap into, or at least dig into, do a little bit of research and see what might be a good fit for you. There's a random list of like house plants that you can actually buy that will help eliminate some of the toxins from your home. It's a wellness bundle that is directly in alignment with the conversations that we're having during this experience. And 100% of the proceeds collected from the bundles will be donated to a sister in need. So you sow a seed and you can literally save a sister in need. So check your email if you need the link to that bundle. Now, I'm just going to give this disclaimer. This is probably one of the most important conversations that we are going to have throughout this entire experience. But it's probably one conversation that you really don't want to hear, because ignorance is bliss, right? I'm the type of person that once I know better, I got to start doing better. I can't just find out, this new information, find out these products or these foods that could potentially literally be killing me. And then I can just go out and eat a buffet full of it. Like, my brain doesn't work like that. Once I know better, I got to do better. And so I think it was actually What the Health. If y'all have not seen What the Health, it's an amazing documentary. It changed my life in 2012. Okay. There were certain foods, chicken being probably the biggest one, that I literally never put in my mouth again after watching this documentary and just learning what is really being done to the quote unquote food that we are consuming and that we're feeding our families. So if you want to go down a rabbit hole, What the Health is definitely a documentary that you can start with. But this conversation, I think, will at least, kind of pique your interest so that you can start figuring out how to make the best possible choices. So tonight I get to introduce you to Rochelle T. Parks. She is your health motivator, and she is here to probably snatch some edges, hurt some feelings, but it's all in the name of love. So welcome to the summit, Rochelle.
Hey, what's going on, sis?
I'm excited about this conversation. I can't speak for everybody. They're probably not too excited about this conversation, but these are conversations that I believe can really move the culture, right? Because as a culture, as a community, we got to start doing better. But before we can do better, we got to know better. And that is what this conversation is about. So give yourself a proper introduction before we get into it. Who is Rochelle T. Parks?
Wow, who is Rochelle T. Parks? Is a little girl from Houston, Texas. Okay, third ward, who just always had aspirations of being a physician. Really, like my whole life, I thought everybody thought Rochelle was going to be a doctor, whoever, right? And so health and science has just been my interest all of my life. And so it's no coincidence to any of my family that I'm doing what I'm doing. But I did not, of course, go to medical school. I did take the MCAT, so that's something people don't know. I took the MCAT, but I really, at the time that I took them, I knew then that being a physician is not what I wanted. I didn't want that life. I wanted to get married and do these things, have a family. But the interest of helping people feel better, that never left me. Like, I always wanted to do that. And so yeah, I've been doing it all my life, really just helping people, whether it was physical fitness, whether it was helping them with nutrition. Like, that's just always been and because I'm retired military. So when I was in the military, that was my little side hustle, always helping people, personal training or something. And then I don't know if you know the whole story, 2000, the infamous story with my husband. when he almost died, literally, almost in a diabetic coma. And that's when God brought all of these talents and gifts and these passions, everything that I've learned over my, at the time, that was 2020 actually. So I was, I guess, what was that? Almost 4 years ago.
Yep.
Like 50 years old, almost 50 years old. And so 50 years of knowledge brought it all together for that one moment and was able to save my husband's life. And so that's, the health motivator. Like, that's all I like to do. I like to help people feel better. So I tell people, no, I don't wear a white lab coat. No, I'm not administering medication, but I'm still in the business of helping people feel better. And I do it all with God's food. No pills, powders, potions. I tell people what many doctors may say may take you, years or never, having an illness to reverse. I can help people reverse it in less than 7 days most of the time.
Listen, you just said so much. One of the things that I want to pull out there, because I know there are so many entrepreneurial minded women tapping into this conversation. And I love that you were able to bridge what you were passionate about with now what people will pay you for, for being passionate about. And you did not have to go the typical or traditional route of, going to college, getting a degree in this thing, earning this one very specific title that people think that you have to have in order to make an impact. And you are literally changing and saving lives just based on something that you're passionate about. And you've been able to really turn that into your purpose. So I love that for you. And I love that as an inspiration for other people out there who maybe, they say around 40, you start like looking back over your life and you're thinking to yourself, do I want to continue on this route, or do I want something new that I never, gave myself the chance to experience? And so for anybody who's listening to this that feels like you missed out on what you really wanted to do or what you really wanted to pursue, let this just be a testament to, if you're passionate about it, if you feel like it's your purpose, you can absolutely still pursue that thing. And eventually, it might not be overnight, but eventually it will definitely pay off for you. And then I also love how God was like, girl, stop playing. All of this time, all of this knowledge, all of these resources that I have given you, it's time to put your money where your mouth is. It's time to really show up and show out. And you were literally able to save your husband. And I love that you didn't stop there. Now you're like, okay, now that I know that I can do it, let me pour back into the community. So I love that you even made us put some respect on your name, because it's so easy to brush over these conversations. Like, I don't want to hear that. But when we're literally talking about life or death, and there's proof in the pudding, then people's ears, start to perk up. So I'm glad you mentioned your husband, because I was definitely on your page, and I wanted to start by just mentioning some of the testimonials that I saw. I saw one of your clients, you were posting about her first night without a breathing tube. So using your resources, she literally was able to relieve the dependence on something that these doctors probably told her she was going to need for quite some time or forever. I saw another client of yours that reversed diabetes. Again, things that we will literally go to a doctor and allow them to give us a prognosis. Like, forget the faith that we have in God, forget, us knowing who we are and whose we are. We will literally let someone tell us when our time is going to come to an end. And I can't think of a more vulnerable position to be in than to literally feel like your life is in someone else's hands. So I love that you are empowering your clients, like educating them and then also empowering them to take back the ownership over our own lives. So I want to start with just some basics.
Okay.
What are some very common things, not maybe foods that we're eating or just kind of behavioral lifestyle things that the average 35-year-old woman is probably doing on a daily basis that could literally be shortening her life?
Oh, wow. Waking up and drinking, going to Starbucks every day. Starbucks every day. Chick-fil-A every day. Like, just, Panda Express, just like sugar. Like, sugar is killing us. That's why I come up with sugar ain't sweet. It's a play on words, but it's literally killing us. We have no idea how much sugar wreaks havoc in the body. I'll tell you what I learned, Coriel, going through this whole ordeal with my husband. When I really started to do research and I was, started looking up all these different conditions and illnesses and diseases that people have. When you peel back the onion, when you go back to the root, most of them stem from elevated blood sugar. Most of them stem from elevated blood. So what I learned was, I said, you know what? I said, oh, when you control your blood sugar, you control your whole life, right? Like literally, when you control your blood sugar, when you get that blood sugar under control, like that's why people come to me and they'll be like, well, Coach Roy, I don't have diabetes. I just have high blood pressure. I said, don't worry about it. I'm gonna help you normalize that by normalizing your blood sugar still. Because when you control your blood sugar, you control your whole life.
That we know how diabetes runs through our community. I mean, I grew up watching my grandmother, injecting herself throughout the day because of diabetes. Didn't know what was going on. But now as an adult, I put two and two together and I realized how this has been literally wreaking havoc. Then I got pregnant and got diagnosed with gestational diabetes. And I'm like, not me. I've never had any health issues. I've never had a diagnosis, had to be on any kind of medication, nothing. And in my rabbit hole, I realized that even if I'm not eating cookies and cakes and ice cream all day long, those carbs that I love so much are also turning into sugar and are also having a negative impact on my body. So again, education is all about knowing what you're doing, because you could think, okay, well, I skipped the cookies and cakes, but if all you're eating is carbs all day long, then you're really not saving yourself.
Yeah. So let me just step in there, because some people they don't get it, right? Because that's the first thing. Oh, Coach, I don't eat cake, I don't eat candy, I don't eat cookies. I'm like, yeah, but you're doing pasta every day, you're doing rice. Okay. Even my folks says I do oatmeal every day, but what do you put in the oatmeal? You put honey, you put in bananas, you put in granola, like all these things. It's all sugar. It's all sugar, right? And then they'll say, oh, I do my coffee, I don't put sugar in it, but you put the creamer in there, that's sugar. Oh, I do my tea, I don't use white sugar, but you put honey, that's sugar. Like it's still sugar. It's still sugar, you all. It's sweetener. Like the body doesn't know the difference. I said the body doesn't know the difference between honey and a honey bun. It's just saying, give it to me, okay? It just wants it. And so every time you take it in, you're satisfying that addiction, because most of us are sugar addicts. I'm just going to call it what it is. Most of us are. And so the body is very smart. It will say, okay, well, if you can't have the white sugar, get the honey, get the agave, get the stevia, get the monk fruit. Whatever. Okay. No, don't worry about it. Okay. How about just do a lot of fruit then? Just start doing bananas and pineapple and mango. Like do all the sugary fruits, right? Because that's what we like. Our culture. If you ask our culture, what do we like? We like bananas, grapes, watermelon, mango. Okay. That's the stuff. That's what we eat, right? I call them 5 deadly fruit. 5 deadly. They say that's God's food. I'm like, yeah, but you don't need it right now because you're a sugar addict.
I think we don't get the addiction part of it, that like it actually triggers something in your brain, and that's why you can't resist it. Because if you've ever done like a detox or a fast for any amount of time, you will literally experience a shift in your, I don't know if it's your taste buds or your cravings or whatever it is, but once you've gone without it for X number of days, you literally don't even crave it anymore. And that is even tricky, because are we really out here addicted to this food?
We are. I tell you, you let somebody go without what they normally have. You say, you know what? You're not going to have any fruit, like no sweetener of any kind for 7 days. I promise you. For the person that goes to Starbucks every day, or used to having the bread every day, the pasta, by day 2, they probably have a headache. They're going to be irritable. They're going to have a headache. They're going to be real snappy. Like, stay out of their way. You don't want to be around them. They're going to be real, like, you can like, what's wrong with them? Yeah, withdrawals. They're going through withdrawals, So the body reacts to, they say sugar is more addictive than cocaine.
That's crazy.
Right? You're getting that dopamine hit every time. It's like it lights up the brain, just like cocaine. That's what sugar does. And people don't realize that. So nobody wants to think of themselves as an addict. But I say sugar is the socially accepted addiction.
So true. And what makes it worse is that we will feed it to our children.
Oh, yeah.
So people, I mean, when I take my kids to the birthday parties and I'm like, no, he can't have that cupcake, people look at me like I am the evil mother. Oh. And it's like, I don't think y'all understand the seriousness of this. Now, I'm not I like to live by the 80-20 rule, and I don't know your rules. I don't know your rules, Coach Rose. So I don't know if that goes by your guidelines.
It's okay.
I tell myself, this is what I tell myself, that if I do right 80% of the time, I am prayerful that the other 20% is not going to kill me quick. That is what that is just my rule. So I'm not so crazy with my kids that like they have never had sugar, but I'm not buying that stuff. I'm not even allowing other people to give it to them majority of the time because I understand what it is doing to your brain. And that is why these conversations, especially for women, are crucial because we have to be able to take care of ourselves and we are responsible for our households as well.
Do you know? So let me say this. So I have a physician that works with us, Dr. Didi. She said, this was at our last retreat. She said this statement and it just blew my mind, but it makes so much sense. She said, blood runs in every part of our body. Like there's no place in your body that blood doesn't go, right? Blood. So that means sugar. There's no place in your body that sugar doesn't go because the sugar is in your blood. So that's why when the diabetic has issues with their eyes, okay, that's just sugar in the eyes. Glaucoma is just sugar in the eyes, okay. Alzheimer's is just sugar in the brain, okay. Diabetes is just sugar in the pancreas, okay. It's just sugar. Y'all understand? So when I think of how the body is made, so have you ever heard me talk about the cell theory, Coriel?
No, tell us.
Share. Okay, so this is okay. This is how I explain to my people because I want people to understand what's happening. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick biology lesson in about just a couple of minutes, right? So if you break us down all the way to our most basic unit, we're made up of cells. Like if you break our bodies down all the way down, so basic unit, we're made up of cells, right? So I read this statement once in a book, and it blew my mind. It said, it takes 19 vitamins and minerals with 9 amino acids with a perfect protein to make a perfect cell. Okay. Don't try to remember. I just understand. Okay. All these nutrients needed to make a perfect cell. Okay. Now it says, if you're missing one nutrient, you're making imperfect cells for 7 days. If you're missing one nutrient, now we're not perfect eaters, but if you're missing one nutrient, you make an imperfect cells for 7 days. And those imperfect cells, they manifest into disease. Okay, now here's the cell theory. Cells make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. Organs make up organ systems. And organ systems make up the organism, right? So I'm going to say it again. Cells make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. So when I say organs, I mean like your heart, your kidneys, your lung, your skin, like that's your largest organ, right? Your pancreas, like, okay. Organs make up organ systems, like your reproductive system, your cardiovascular system, your respiratory system, central nervous system, lymphatic system, urinary. Okay, we got like all these systems. And then all of these systems make up the person, the organism. So when there's an issue, right, with say your heart, most people go to the cardiologist and they give them medication, right, for their heart. Well, medication doesn't heal the heart. Medication treats the heart. So what I teach my people is that food is the foundation, right? All roads lead back to God's food. Food is the foundation because it takes 19 vitamins and minerals with 9 amino acids with the perfect protein to make a perfect cell. And where do we get those nutrients from? Food. We don't get them from supplements. We don't get them from, we get them from food. So how do you heal the heart? By healing the heart tissues. How do you heal the tissues? By healing the cells. How do you heal the cell? By eating God's food. So it doesn't matter what's going on in the body. Ask yourself, what organ system is this? What organs are this? Then how do I, and you just reverse engineer it. That's why when the person comes to me and they say, Coach Roy, I don't have diabetes, but I have, I'm dealing with acid reflux. Okay, what organ system is that? Digestive system. Okay, I'm dealing with inflammation. What organ system is that? The skeletal system. Okay. All roads lead back to God's food because it doesn't matter what you have. I got one question all the time. What are you eating? Oh, it's my big toe. What are you eating? My elbow. What are you eating? My head. What are you eating? My eyes. It doesn't matter. All roads lead back to God's food. And the sooner we understand that, the better off we'll be. And so people say, Coach Ro, can you tell me exactly what foods to eat to heal my eyes? It's not exactly a food to eat to heal, like to heal whatever. It's God's food.
So the difference, Coach Ro, between coming to see you and going to see a doctor is that 99.999% of the time, the doctor is not going to ask you anything about what you're eating, because the doctor has taken it's like a couple of hours of nutrition class. They literally don't even study, to your point, the foundational ingredients to health, which is your food, what you are eating. I mean, I have told this story before of when my mom was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and me being the crazy daughter that I'm going down I want all the second opinions, I want to know all the alternatives, I want to know all the naturopathy, I want to know everything. So I come into the doctor's office, and I'm asking, well, what foods could she be eating that's triggering this? And the doctor literally has no clue. He's like, almost telling me that food has nothing to do with this. This issue has nothing to do with her diet and nutrition. And I'm just like, I didn't go to medical school, but I got some common sense. And I know that these things are linked together. But Western medicine tries to separate every part of it so that they could just give you a pill for every little thing, versus even knowing themselves how everything mentally, physically, spiritually, it's all in alignment. All of it has to be in alignment. If any piece of it is off, it's going to lead to disease. And to your point, their only suggestion is, okay, a prescription or a procedure. Let me give you this pill, or let me operate on you, versus let's try to help your body do what your body knows how to do under the right circumstances. So I want to get into God's food, because you said it several times, and I went down a rabbit hole already on your page, so I am familiar. But tell the people what God's food is, and why we need to just kind of adopt this concept of, like, forget the food pyramid. That was all a scam. Really getting into what God's food is.
So God's food is meat, fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grain, legumes, right? That's God's food, right? Now I call them three principles to achieve optimal health. Okay, y'all write this down. Okay, principle number 1, eat the food God called food. I just told you what that was: meat, fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grain, legumes. Okay, that's the first thing. Everything outside of that is a lab experiment. That's what I say. So eating God's food, right? Number 2, eat it as close to its original state as possible. Now, before someone asks, no, I don't want you to eat raw meat. Okay, got to cook your meat. But I mean, for your vegetables, like you're going to get the most health benefit by eating it raw. Doesn't mean you won't get any benefit from cooked vegetables, but you're going to get the most health benefit from eating it raw. The minute you change it from its original state, it's losing something, right? And so it doesn't mean it's losing everything, but it's losing something. And so eat it as close to its original state as possible, because a lot of us, I'm from the South. Okay, I'm from Texas originally. Big Mama be mushy greens and mushy broccoli and all that. That has no nutritional value, you all. Nothing. I call that's just air pudding. Okay, it's just air pudding. It has no nutritional value, and the whole point of the food is so we can get those nutrients, right? Because that's what's going to build those cells. So I tell people, eat God's whole food, right? I don't know. We have this aversion to eating God's whole food. We don't want to eat the whole cauliflower. We want cauliflower rice. Okay. We got broccoli rice. Like eat God's whole food, eat the whole food. Eat the apple versus drinking the apple juice. Okay. So eating God's whole food. So number 1, eat the food God called food. Number 2, eat it as close to its original state as possible. Number 3, do not allow any food to become your God. That means no addictions. I tell people, if you got to have it, that means you probably don't need it. Okay. I got to have my coffee. I got to have my chips. I got to have my chocolate. No, that's an addiction. And so we don't, no food. It says, don't allow your belly to be your God. I tell you what you must have. You must have water, right? We must have water. We must have oxygen, but we shouldn't have to have coffee to start our day. We shouldn't need a pick me up, because God's food is fuel. God's food. I don't need a pick me up every day. I don't. Food, that's my pick me up. It gives me the energy, right? But we're so used to eating dead food, okay, and processed food, right? But if you're eating live food, it's gonna bring life. If you can't get life from death, and
You
that's
are
the
what you
issue.
eat, huh? It sounds
You are
good.
what you eat, literally. Uh, But it's true. I used to think that was just a cliche. Like, no, it's true. You are what you eat when you understand the cell theory. I said, when you break us down to our most basic unit, we're made up of cells, right? I told you 19 essential vitamins and minerals with 9 amino acids with the perfect protein to make a perfect cell, right? Where do those nutrients come from? Food. Those cells make up tissues, tissues make up organs, organs make up organ systems make up the organism. That's the person, that's me and you. So you literally are what you eat. So if you're giving your babies Takis, guess what? They got Taki cells, okay?
Stop. Please stop with the Takis and the flaming hot.
Please,
Please stop.
please stop.
This is why these conversations are so important, though, Coach Ro, is because you could be out here thinking that you are doing your child a service by giving them that fried broccoli, and they literally are getting nothing from it. So it's literally a waste. So let me ask you about my theory, and you tell me again if I'm right
Okay.
or I'm wrong. My
Okay.
kids are kids, and their taste buds change every day of the week. What they like this morning, they might knock it out of my hand this afternoon. It's just a gamble. One of my strategies has been a smoothie every day. They act like they have a freaking aversion to vegetables. They love fruit. And this is what I've been doing. And again, feel free to say, girl, stop doing that. Please feel free. But in my mind, I feel like if I can give them a smoothie that includes apples, some berries, kale, and like some moringa powder, in my mind, I was giving them some nutrients for the day. How terrible is that?
I won't say it's terrible, but what I will say is that you are conditioning their taste buds. Like, you're developing their taste buds for the sweet. Like, they got to have the sweet. So let me just give you an example. What I had to do with my kids, okay? And this was when I was pregnant. So this whole thing. So I've been in the, like I said, health and wellness like most of my life, but I really was into fitness early on. Fitness. The nutrition part started in 2009 when I was pregnant with my third child. And someone came by my house and gave me this book. I was about 7 months pregnant, and the book was called Eat This and Live by Dr. Don Colbert. And I read the book, and it really opened my eyes to this whole nutrition. I realized I was killing my family. And so this was in 2009, so long before the whole 2020 incident. So I started making these changes. But I remember I sat my kids down. Well, I had 2 kids at the time because I was pregnant with my third. And I literally told them, I said, Mommy was killing you. I said, Mommy is killing you with the food I'm giving you, and we're going to make some changes. I had talked to her with my husband. I said, we can't go on this way. I said, I'm killing you. At the time, my son was 12, but I remember at the age of 7, he had 5 cavities. I did that, Coriel. I did that with all the sugar. I told you I'm from Texas now. Everything's sweet, okay? My daughter, she was 5 at the time. She had eczema really bad. I did that. It was from the food I was giving her, right? And so when we made the changes, right? Of course, I got my son's cavities filled and all this stuff, but nobody ever got any cavities again. My daughter's eczema went away. Like, I did that. So I just had to tell them, no, we're not doing this anymore, because I'm the parent. You don't buy no food here. And if you don't want it, guess what? You can fast. That's what I had to tell them. I said, but I'm not making nothing different for you. This is what we're all eating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because in my mind, now this is my mind, if I allow you, who make no decisions in this house, who don't buy anything, if you get to tell me, if you get to make this decision, you get to rule me on this, then I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble if I allow you to influence me. And I'm doing this because I told you I'm killing you. I can't bend on that. I'm literally killing you. Now, that's what I was doing, right? Now, a smoothie every day, I'm not saying it's the worst thing, okay? But what I am saying is you're developing their taste buds for sugar. So they want it. So if it's not sweet, they don't want it. They don't want it. So I had to tell them, no, this is what you will eat. Because everything can be about taste. Sometimes you got to eat it because it's for the best.
That is not our mind. That is not the American way, Coach Ro. Somebody just heard that and said, oh. It's not for taste.
Then what is it for?
Then what are we doing in this kitchen?
But I said food is fuel. Okay, watch this. Okay. Food is fuel. Food is not for our pleasure. Okay, it's for our fuel, right? It's for our wellness. It's for energy. Like that's what the food is. So right now we're thinking it's for our pleasure. So we're looking for it to taste wonderful. Okay. When you change your perspective and you realize its true purpose, okay, it even starts to taste better. See, it's all here. It's about your perspective. Now, I'm going to tell you, Coach, I don't make no nasty. All my food tastes great. I made power bowls for my family last night, and it was amazing, okay? All whole foods, though, but it was all vegetables, and I had some chicken in there, and I had some beans, and the rest of it was vegetables. And I made my own dressing, right? It was amazing. So I'm not into, I want my food to be tasty as well, but it's about perspective. Because I know people who swore they would never eat salad or I don't do it. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, this salad's so good. Perspective.
And we are teaching our children that food is this, I don't want to just be like, it's not an enjoyable experience, but we literally base our lives around food. Like our celebrations revolve around food. Our family time revolves around food. So we have been taught that food is supposed to be like food is a feast and not fuel.
That's right. It has become an idol. Food has become an idol in many people's lives. Like I remember one of my clients said, she was like, Ro, before you, I lived my life around, I was either eating, just finished eating or thinking about what I'm about to eat. Like everything was about food. Like every part of my life, food was in there somewhere. Either I'm thinking about what am I eating next? Or I'm eating, or I'm just finishing eating, but food. Like food is an idol.
Oh, that is a lifestyle change for sure. But again, once you expose yourself to the information, that little voice in the back of your head is gonna be telling you, girl, stop playing. Coach Ro gonna be on your shoulder saying, sis, that is not God's food. That's
it. Oh, they gonna hear me. People tell me all the time, Coach Ro, I was in the grocery store and I heard your voice. So I was in the drive-thru. I remember this lady said I was in the drive-thru, and the lady said, "How can I take your order? May I take your order?" She said, "I heard your voice and I got up out of there." I was in the drive-thru.
Had to get on out of there, but you need that reinforcement because it's habitual. Yeah. To your point, my body is naturally going to drive me to Starbucks on the way to work because that's just what I do. That's just my routine. I'm naturally going to go through that Chick-fil-A drive-through. That's the thing with Chick-fil-A and all of the fast food, because one of my guilty pleasures, I went vegan for a long time. I've since added meat back into my diet, but I have felt like, the fat vegan thing where I'm not going to eat no meat, but I'm going to just eat potatoes all day long. Yeah. I had convinced myself that I could go get the French fries from Chick-fil-A and I'm cool. I could get the French fries from Zaxby's and I'm good. But then I started learning about the oils. And baby, the way that these oils are killing us softly, and we are fried food down on a daily basis. That's the thing that I think we don't recognize either. It's like if we will tell ourselves, well, I only had French fries 3 times this week, or I only had, 1 can of Coke every other day this week. It's once you start learning about how your body works, you'll realize that you're literally not giving your body a chance to even process that before you're putting more back in. So you might not have had it, but 2 days ago, but your body still might be processing the toxins.
That's right.
It's hard out here.
You know what? It's hard when you're working off wrong information. But once you have the right information, it's very simple. It's very simple. Like, and so you talk about the oils, but I'm still thinking about sugar because that's still sugar.
The fries, yeah.
Fries, it's still sugar. So the person is still gaining weight, right? So most people, want to lose weight by like caloric deprivation. No. You get rid of the sugar out your life. You're talking about dropping some weight quickly, right? Because it's the sugar. The sugar makes you fat. Like fat doesn't make you fat. Sugar makes you fat. So the potatoes, that's weight gain. That's cholesterol through the roof, okay? So the people still going to be dealing with, if the woman is up in age, she's still going to be dealing with hot flashes, okay? If you're lower in age, you're still going to be dealing with menstrual cramps. You're still going to be dealing with inflammation. Your knees are shot, okay? You still can't sleep at night because that's sugar too. All these people with insomnia, that's sugar, y'all. That's sugar. It's just sugar. Everything goes back to sugar. So, like most people, if you just tell me what's going on with you, I'd say, what are you eating? Oh no, Coach, I eat clean. I said, okay, what? Tell me how. Oh no, and I start listening. I was like, yeah, no, you don't. I said, you just don't know what clean is. I said, but you eating trash. Yeah, you're eating trash. That's why you feel the way you do. Like how we feel every single day. Listen to me, Coriel. How we feel every single day has everything to do with what we put inside of our bodies and what we expose our bodies to. Period. There's no exception. How you feel every single day. Every single day. Every single day. I've been doing it too long. I've seen it all. Okay, maybe I haven't seen it. I've seen a lot. Okay, I've heard a lot. Okay, and I'm just like, no, you can't tell me. I know God's food is undefeated. I have not had one person, not one. Listen to me. I've not had one person who've gotten in this rowboat. I call it the rowboat. Who've gotten in the rowboat, okay, and done what I've recommended they do, and they didn't get the results. Not one. And I said, if you do the work, you get the results. If you're not getting results, that's because you're not doing the work. Period.
And you only cheating yourself. That'd be the thing too. And you have to get to that point where it doesn't matter who knows about it. It doesn't matter who's watching you. It doesn't matter. You aren't doing it because you are choosing yourself, not because somebody told you to do it. That's but again, that is definitely a lifestyle change. Even thinking about the American diet where every meal of the day has a starch on your plate. So your ideal plate is it just a salad? Because that's what it sounds like.
Protein,
I mean meat on the salad.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's good.
But that's ideal. Like for the sake of
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. So I like salmon. I like salmon and broccoli. Okay, I like salmon and asparagus, salmon and Brussels sprouts, whatever. But I do like a good, salad with some salmon on the top or some chicken or whatever. But I just say protein, veggies, okay? And for my when I say fruit, my people they're gonna look for the sugar now. Mm-hmm. So even when I used to coach people into doing like 7 days of fruits and vegetables, right? We used to call it the fruit and veggie challenge, and I was doing it. I did it for like 4 or 5 years. I started in 2018, and so the first 7 days of every month, I would coach people through it. And I said, it's not a fruit challenge, y'all. It's supposed to be a fruit and veggie challenge because they're just fruiting it up all day, right? So most people's idea, if I say, okay, go raw, then they just want to do smoothies all day with a lot of fruit in it. I'm like, no, do you understand? You're an addict. Your body is telling, okay, just do a fruit and just do a smoothie, put a bunch of fruit in it. It wants to satisfy that addiction. In their mind, they're going raw. I'm like, no. Okay, how about this? No fruit and do veggies. Why I can't? I said, see, that right there tells me you're an addict because you're fighting to get the fruit.
I just feel like I would throw up, Coach Ro, if I tried to drink one of those smoothies with like the parsley and the cucumber and the ginger and just nothing sweet.
Well, you don't need that. That's why you just eat a salad. You don't need the smoothie no way.
Okay.
See, okay. I said eat it as close to its original state as possible because when my people do it, I'm like, no, you can't have a smoothie. My people can't have smoothies in my programs because I already know. What they're going to do. Yeah. You're not well. So it's never. I'm not saying never. I'm saying right now you're not well. You can't handle a smoothie.
Cold turkey.
Yeah. No, we got to do God's whole food to heal the body. Because you come to me, see people that are well don't come to Coach Ro. People that need help come to Coach Ro. So Coach Ro is going to help you. And a smoothie right now is not helping you. God's whole food though is going to heal you.
So you said 7 days. Give me 7 days, and there's not anything that you're dealing with that we can at least start making some changes in, right?
Absolutely.
Does that come down to, and I'm not saying you got to share your secret because they need to come find you to get in where they could fit in, but what can we do? What are some things that people can do to just feel more empowered aside from, or is it really just change your diet?
No, it really is. No, literally. Now I'm telling them right now, if y'all just go raw, that's no secret. Most people are not going to do it. If you just go raw for 7 days, like raw, like nothing cooked, eat a salad every day. And everybody knows my favorite dressing is Newman's olive oil and vinegar. Like, there's no secret. That's all on my IG, but I'm not hiding that. I just want you to do it. Do that. You drink your water, okay? Exercise at least 30 minutes a day. People say, what you do? Like, eat God's food, move your body, drink water. That's the recipe right there. Just do it. I dare anybody to do it 7 days in a row. I promise you, they're going to be hitting you up, Corey, and say, you know what? That Coach Rowe was right. And day 3, my knees stopped hurting. I was sleeping. I ain't slept this good in years. Like, I'm telling you, it's just God's food is undefeated. This is nothing new. I've been saying it for years. Go raw. Do it.
Go raw. 7 days. Y'all heard it here first. Okay. Challenge yourselves. So for the people who are like, sis, I'm about to log off, because it's somebody that's like, girl, 7 days, I can't do it. If there's somebody listening, Coach Rowe, they got 1 foot in the rowboat and 1 foot on dry land.
Okay.
If they say, okay, what is one like deadly thing that if I give this up, I'm taking a step in the right direction, aside from sugar? Because sugar is like the big umbrella that is literally everything. But aside from sugar, what is one culprit? Think about the Black girls, because that's who's tuned in right now. What is one culprit that is like, girl, stay away from this one thing and you're at least going to be moving in the right direction?
No, I want to say Starbucks, but I can say, you know, for my vegans, because we got a lot of vegans out there, no pasta. Okay. For my I would say no pasta, no potatoes. Like, because it really goes back to sugar, Coriel. Like, that's the biggest culprit. That the sugar is killing.
What about those egg noodles? Are those any better? Or am I making stuff up? No. Okay.
No. That's pasta.
But then you said wheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is wheat in its natural form? Because I thought I was supposed to stay away from wheat.
Well, you could do Ezekiel bread. It's a sprouted grain. Yeah, see, people don't want that.
Oh, it's so tough. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. That Ezekiel bread is very interesting. Okay. Okay. The salad, though. I think the salad is going to be my best bet. It's going to be the salad. The tricky part, though, is going to be that dressing. So I know you mentioned your dressing of choice. What is it that we need to stay away from in terms of dressing, though? Because, again, we don't want to defeat the purpose of all of this.
Yeah. So no creamy, no dairy-based dressing. So nothing with cheese in it. Okay. No sugar. I picked the one I picked because it has no sugar in it. No artificial colors. Okay. Like some of the balsamic vinaigrettes have red 40. Okay. Like, so you got to say no artificial colors, like, because, artificial, colors, that's leading to cancer, right? So we say, okay, no sugar, but you're getting cancer. So I would say no sugar, no dairy, no artificial colors.
The craziest thing, again, ignorance is not bliss. We will avoid like the Skittles and the cereals that we know have dye in them, but then like the Pedialyte that the doctor recommends also has dye in it, or ignorance is not bliss. We have to be aware, because we can again be thinking we're doing good and still killing ourselves.
You got to become a label reader. That's one of the first lessons I teach my people. You must. I don't care what the front of the package says. Flip that thing around. Flip it around. Read. And I'm not even on the nutrition. I'm on the ingredients label. What's in it? I don't care. See, I tell people I can run off calories. Okay. I can run off fat. I can't run off cancer.
Right. The chemicals. That's what I used to say. Y'all worry about the calories. What about the chemicals? I don't worry about
no calories. Okay. I can run that off. I can go on treadmill. I can't burn off cancer. Right. So I'm down. Like, the devil is truly in the details. So I'm down below. I'm not up here in nutrition. I don't care. Now I may look at sodium or whatever, but see, most of the stuff I'm buying doesn't have a label anyway, because God's whole food doesn't have a label. Okay. But if I'm looking at something, I'm down in what's in it. What is it made of? Right. And so you got to be able to flip that thing around. So if you see red 40, blue 1, yellow 5, yellow 6. Okay. And they start mixing up. I said, come on now. We remember this. They start mixing up colors in the Gatorades and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, yellow and blue makes what? Green. Right. I think what makes purple, blue and red or
and blue.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just look at something and be like, oh yeah, I already know what's in here. Pickles. Pickles have yellow 5, yellow 6 in it. Some of us eat pickles and stuff. I said, look at a Chick-fil-A. They got yellow 5, yellow 6 in the pickle because they didn't dye the pickle. I said, because think about it, y'all, a cucumber is not, what's the color of a cucumber on the inside? Is it green? No.
No, it's not green. No.
No, it's not. But why is the pickle green? Because it's artificial colors.
It's so deep, and people don't even believe this stuff because they're like, well, why would they be allowed to do that? Not realizing, like, who is they? They are the ones that are collecting the dollars.
Hey, that's right. No, but who is they? Listen, that's why they say Food and Drug Administration. Why are they together?
Make it make sense. I mean, it literally, it is insane. It should be illegal, but this is the country that we live in. The Yuka app, though, for those of y'all who are just getting into reading labels, Yuka, YUKA, will be a lifesaver. I have gotten to the point where my son knows when we're in the grocery store, scan it, mommy, so we can get it. He knows if I scan that thing and it pop up red, he's like on pins and needles when I pull my phone out. He's like, is it red? Is it excellent? What is it, mommy? He's gotten to the point where he's like, scan it. Yeah. And I'm like, nope, we can't get this. But that, to your point, I think we have to bring them in on the process so they know that I'm not just telling you, no, you can't have this, but this is very bad. This is why you can't have this. That's right. And when it comes to the trickery that's on these labels, the verbiage that they are able to use, the organic and the natural and it is all a lie.
I don't believe none of it. And you know what else I did with my kids too? Two things, two groups of people I told them to pay attention to. Our family members. I said, okay, so I'm like me. I was the baby of 8. Okay. I've lost 3 brothers and both of my parents are gone. So my kids have no grandparents on either side. My husband's parents are gone too. I said, so look at your family. Okay, look at your family. Look at people not well. The people that are living, they're not well. I said, look at your friends. So I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old daughter. And so I said, look at your friends. I said, look at them. They suffer menstrual cramps. They got acne, weight. Like, look what they're eating. I said, come on now. My babies, they don't deal with cramps. Praise God. I said, no, it's just food. We're not dealing with acne. My son too. We don't have acne. It's food. It's food. I said, but look at your friends though. But look at what they're eating. They're in the vending machines. We don't do vending machines. They said, how you get your child not to do it? I said, I tell them not to do it.
That ain't what we doing.
We don't do that. That's why again, we don't do vending machines. No, it's nothing good in the vending machine. Only thing in there is sugar and artificial colors. That's it. Sickness. But what do you see in the hospital? Vending machines.
McDonald's. Look, where I deliver my baby, a McDonald's downstairs. That should just show y'all that your sickness is big business. Like literally. Nobody's out here trying to cure you.
You just happened to say, I forgot it was right here. Listen, I bought this April 5th. Coincidentally, April 5th, that was the day my husband was rushed to the hospital. This is April 5th of 2014. 6 years, exactly 6 years earlier from the day I was rushing my husband to the hospital, April 5th of 2020. This is a cheeseburger, a small fry, and a 4-piece nugget. I still have it, but you see, I have it in this bag. You see this? And it smells terrible. And I have it in this bag, Coriel, because this bag started to rip up from the fumes. I promise you, I ain't done none of this bag. Okay, but the fumes has ripped it. I didn't do this. You see how it's all discolored? Now let me show you. Let me show you this. I've kept this all this time. Look at these. Oh my goodness. These nuggets. I just want to show you. These are the nuggets. Okay. Hold on. These fries. April 5th of 2014. And the burger kind of busted up. The bread is kind of busted up, but let me show. Let me just, this top bun is busted up. Let me just hold this up.
Now, what kind of food is this that's still in one piece?
Okay. From how many years? 10 years ago.
20 years? Yeah,
Oh my
2014.
God. Is that 10 years? That's 10
That's
years
10 years.
ago.
Yeah, that's 10 years.
My God. April 5th. April 5th of 2014, I went and bought this. I want to do this experiment. And the bag just started ripping to pieces. I said, what is going on with the bag? So I had to put it in the Ziploc bag. I still have it though.
So
And this
what
is
does that
this
tell us
is
about what's going on inside of our body?
this, like, bugs won't even eat this. Do you understand? Like, this is not food, you all. This is what we feed our babies. This is what we eat. And then we wonder why we're sick. We wonder why we don't have any energy. When I tell you food is fuel, what fuel are you going to get? What energy are you going to get from this?
Not only do we feed our babies that would be like a treat. Like, oh, you did something good. Let's go to the McDonald's.
And it's
Let me reward you with poison.
It's a trick, though. It ain't a treat. It's a trick. Trick of the enemy.
Man,
Okay?
this goes deep. This goes deep. This goes deep because it's such a part of our culture, of us, just our community, and then the things that we have normalized. So you mentioned earlier the kids with eczema. Most Black babies that I know have experienced some type of eczema, and it goes back to what you're eating if you're nursing them, what they're eating, if you're, or the formula or whatever. But even then, you take your baby to the doctor, they're not going to say, is your baby having dairy? Is there a dairy allergy? They're going to say, here's this steroid cream.
That's it.
They're literally just putting a Band-Aid on it. When it comes to acne, menstrual cramps, so many things that we have normalized that, oh, this is just, what happens, fibroids, this is just a Black woman thing. No, sis, none of these are Black women things.
Yeah, we have normalized sickness. I've had people with fibroids shrink, go away, people menstrual cramps, no more cramps. Okay. I've had at least 5 women who were menopausal, Coriel, like haven't had a cycle in 10, 11 years. They start eating clean and the cycle come back.
Now, I don't know if that's going to be a reason for people to want to do this. Now,
I know that. Listen to me. I don't pick that. Look, they were like, Coach Ro, this is not testimony, but listen to what I'm saying. How many women do you think have prematurely gone into menopause? Like their insides were dead. But God's food, okay, it's like a plant that starts to wither away, okay? And you pour water on it, all of a sudden it comes back to life. That's literally what happened to these women's insides. How many women prematurely went into menopause? 5 women. 5. I said, listen. They was like, what do you want? I said, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? You better tell your husband to be careful. That's what I tell you. Okay, watch out. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Everything working, huh? But I'm just saying, it was so amazing. I'm like, look, I'm telling you all, God's food. Cells make up to, here's another one for my ladies who may be pregnant or thinking about having a baby. You're literally building a baby. Cell by cell, because everything you eat, they're using that to build the baby's organs, right? Cell by cell, you're building a baby. You're going to say build the bear. No, we're building the baby. So when the baby has these allergies, when they're born with eczema, we did that. We did it because of what we ate. You're literally building a baby. So when you're sitting there eating trash, okay, how's that baby going to use that? Which organ? Which organ are you defecting by doing that? Right? Like that's how we have to start thinking. When we start thinking like that and taking this thing seriously, we'll start to do some things differently, because it's just that serious. Because nothing tastes better than feeling better. I'll be 54 years next month, and I promise you, I feel better at 53 than I did at 33.
It's not too late. That's what I'm getting from this. It's
No, it's
not
not.
too late.
It's not.
Forget the diagnosis, forget the prognosis, forget the opinion, the second opinion, the third opinion. With God's food, if you restore your body back to factory settings, that's what this sounds like to me.
Okay, come
We
on.
got to restore our body back to factory settings and only feed it what the creator meant for us to eat. And our body can do what it's meant to do. But we're literally not giving it a chance if we don't start getting serious about what we're putting in and on our bodies. Because we ain't even talk about what's going on our bodies. Let's just start with what we're putting inside of our body.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story
That's a whole nother conversation.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna start here, Coach Ro, because I know for the people who are still here, for all 5 of y'all who are still here, share this with a friend though. Seriously. If you're still here, if you survived this session, you were meant to be here. Like, I don't believe in coincidences, and I truly believe something is shifting in the atmosphere where we are about to start being just as serious and just as intentional about our internal as we are our external. So I appreciate you so much. The way you drop these gems. Listen, this was everything that I knew it was going to be. I'm going to put your Instagram right up here on the screen. So at Rochelle T. Parks, but anything that you have coming up that people can support or be a part of. And then how can people find you online if they want to learn more?
So Instagram is one way. And I do a free masterclass every single day, Coriel. It's free, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. The link is in my bio on my Instagram, but it's called IamTheHopeMasterclass.com. IamTheHopeMasterclass.com is free. I do it every single day. So I go in depth talking about the cell theory and really explaining this thing, how this can be. Can I just give them one more thing to encourage them? So when you say factory resettings, right? Like, how is that possible? This is what I need y'all to know. So you know how this is possible. Like, we have trillions of cells in our bodies right now, trillions of cells, right? So every day, 330 million cells are replaced every single day. They said that's like 3.8 million cells per second or something like that. Okay. Like every single day. Do you understand? That's 3.8 million cells are being replaced. Okay. Now, I didn't say whether they're good or bad. Just know it's happening. Right. So the question you ask yourself, am I replacing them with good cells or bad cells? Because to know every single second, 3.8 million new cells are being replaced every single second of your life. So when you say, how did I get my husband off medication in 8 days? When the doctor said he was going to be on medication for the rest of his life, he came home April 9th, April 17th was his last day taking medication. How did we do that? By replacing those 3.8 million new cells with good cells, with God's food. And everything start to repair, right? Cells make up tissues, tissues make up organs, organs make up organ systems. Then you have a brand new organism. That's how you can go back to factory resettings when you know 3.8 million new cells are being replaced every second of my life. And I am going to replace them with God's food. And that's what's going to heal my body.
If you had a mic, I would tell you, just go ahead and drop it. Just go ahead and drop it. Because literally, when I tell you this is the perfect name for the masterclass, because all I kept hearing is that you are giving people hope.
That's it.
I can imagine how hopeless of a feeling it must be to feel like you don't have any choice or you don't have much time left. So to know that your body, let me look you in your eye, your body can do what it needs to do to heal itself if it has the right environment. We just got to make sure we're putting it in the right environment and putting into our body the right things.
That's it.
God's food.
That's it. If you did it, you can undo it. That's it. If you did it, you can undo it. Be encouraged.
I love it. Thank you so much. Y'all be sure to follow Rochelle on Instagram at Rochelle T. Parks. There is no excuse for you not to start taking control over your life. This is literally life or death, y'all. The Bible says life or death is in the power of the tongue. I'm going to go a step further and saying life or death is in the power of what you are putting on your tongue. Okay, sis?
Come on.
Come on, somebody.
I like that.
if you made it this far, you got a special place in my heart. Okay. I am so thankful. I really truly am just thankful to be a vessel for this. I mean, the information being shared is going to change or save a life. I feel
Amen.
it. And I
Amen.
appreciate you for being
Thank
here
you
for
so
this
much.
conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. I had
Woo!
fun. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Y'all got some work to do. So starting tomorrow, we raw. All right. Catch you tomorrow, 8 p.m. right back here